Now tell me about what you're doing now with Sirius.
Well, I have a show that's on every day. A regular, 5-hour show that I host. And then I also have on the weekends on Sirius a countdown show, big 80s, big 40 countdown. And so I'm on basically 7 days a week on Sirius. And then I also have two nationally syndicated shows through United Stations radio networks. One is called New Wave Nation, which is new wave, punk, and alternative. And then the other one is Absolutely 80s, which kind of says what it is.
Right. Makes you want to break out your boy toy, belt buckle, leotard, big belt, and spandex.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. Now, tell me how you feel about the current state of commercial radio now compared to back in the 80s, because I've been listening to various air checks from like the 80s of old radio stations like WPLJ and Z100 up in New York, and they're like, wow, that's what inspired me to get into this business.
Well, yeah, and I think radio is kind of missing the boat right now. I don't know. They have all these different people doing research and consultants and all that, and between the narrow playlists, and they're doing all these focus groups, and I'm going, come on, I don't think that they're. It seems like a lot of the stations are running scared, and they're scared to play a variety of music. They get so narrow focused, and I think that's hurting them more than helping.
Right, definitely, because I had this same conversation with Donnie Simpson, who's basically well known in the urban market, WKYS in Washington, D.C., and Video Soul for BET. He was basically echoing the same sentiments how he felt about radio, that program directors are playing too safe and are scared to go outside the box because they think people are not going to listen to it because it's not of the format.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I know, it's absolutely ridiculous. Instead of taking the gamble, you play something. Nobody's going to not listen to a station because they heard a new song on there. Maybe they'll change it for a second, but they'll come back. But give them the benefit of the doubt that they might want to hear something new and unique. And that's really the truth. They're playing it way too safe.
Definitely.
And I think that's going to kill it. I really do. I don't think that's going to make it grow. I think it's going to go the other way.
Right.
It's restricting. It's constricting, not expanding.
Right, because I'm definitely a smorgasbord of music, because like on my show last week, I was in the 80s vibe. I went from Dexy's Midnight Runners, Come On Eileen, Carrie, Mr. the Big Three, Prince, Bruce Springsteen, George Michael, Tommy Two-Tone. So pretty much it was like you go from those records to like a LL Cool J record, and you're not going to hear that on a commercial station.
Right.
And, okay, you still keep in touch with the original VJs?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Alan's actually getting married July 7th, so that's coming up, and just sent him off his wedding present. And Martha and Mark and Alan and I, actually all four of us, I'm sorry, three of them and one of me, did a special for Sirius on over Memorial Day weekend. So yeah, we keep in touch.
And of course, J.J. Jackson passed away in 2004, which is very, very
really
sad.
Still.
Because I know everybody was like, dang, y'all were real close, and it definitely had to hit everybody hard.
Oh, it was awful. Yeah.
Definitely a tragedy.
Yeah.
And tell me about, you guys were doing, it was back in 99, you guys on 12 Angry Viewers, which was like a show MTV had on at the time.
Oh, God, I forgot that we were. Completely forgot about that.
Yeah, because I think this was during the time when they had the contest, Want to Be a VJ, where Jesse Camp won the initial
Want
to Be a VJ contest.
I completely forgot about that, yeah.
Right, sort of tell you something that you didn't know. I was like, hey, I don't remember this, but I do.
Yeah, boy, you sure do. Yeah, no, I completely forgot about that. That's right. They had us in for that. Yeah.
Okay. Now, tell me about the impact that MTV has had on pop culture. And now you can't go into any foreign country without having their own MTV, like MTV UK, MTV Russia, MTV Base, MTV Brazil,
Right. Well, yeah, it's something that, when I left L.A. to move to New York, people said, "Oh, she's going to some little cable music show." You know, and you're right; it's all over the world. And then also too, I mean, there are a lot of things that MTV did. I mean, it did change. One thing I laugh about, I think it shortened America's attention span, which I don't necessarily think is a positive thing, but it certainly changed the look of television. It changed the attitude. You know, it became an adjective and an adverb, MTV-like or MTV-ish. And certainly, as I mentioned earlier, the reality programming, I mean, thanks a lot. Real life spun that off. So yeah, it had a huge impact on pop culture.
I definitely agree with that because, like I said earlier, commercials, TV shows pretty much took cues from MTV.
Yeah.
Okay, now, do you have any people you'd like to thank before we conclude this interview?
To thank?
Yeah. Thank or to shout out?
Geez. I guess I'd have to, in regards to MTV, I'd have to thank Robert Morton and Sue Steinberg for bringing me in to meet with Bob Pittman, for hiring me. I guess that would be it, yeah.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Time Machine exclusive, Nina Blackwood, one of the original VJs for MTV. Miss Blackwood, thank you for doing this interview, and hang on the line.